Hey guys, so I'm here coming at you with some more Verdun gameplay. Now this is going to be a tips and tricks video, more so just me explaining how I play and how I do in this game, which is not very well, but my partner in crime, as always, G-Ster is with me and he's a lot better than I am,
Yeah.
so... For starters, when I play, I try to go from mortar hole to mortar hole, and I kind of just run in between, wait for my stamina to get back, and then move up. It's not always the best idea, but it does work at most times. You kind of just want to peek your head out for a few seconds. You don't want to keep it out for long because the enemy is going to be shooting at you, obviously. Also, I kind of hit the crouch button, or the lay down button, which is, I believe, C for crouch, and Alt for laying down for me, and when my guy runs out of stamina, whichever one I pressed before I started running, he'll do again. So depending on how far into the enemy territory I am in, I'll do that. Also, it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult when you're getting shot at very close, especially with the suppression. You're very inaccurate. So you kind of just want to shoot as quickly as possible in the direction of their center mass, which would be their chest or anything extremely easy to hit. That way you kind of have a more likely chance of hitting them. Some of these maps aren't very ideal for running straight down the middle like I'm doing now, so you kind of want to make your way to one side where the enemy may not be looking, and there may be fewer people. So usually I go to the left side, or the right side as far as possible. Usually you don't make it too long in the middle of the map, especially with any machine gunners or the NCOs calling in mortars. G-Ster, take it away, buddy.
Alright, well, I guess Swan basically covered mainly getting to the trench, so once you get to the trench, talk about actually clearing it, checking your corners. The strategy that I like to use is right when I go around a corner, I sight in, get a nice little snap on anyone that you see right away. And if you don't see anyone, exit out. When you want to sprint through, get through as fast as possible. If you have grenades, use those for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. It takes a little practice.
So basically the most valuable class in this game would most likely be either the MG gunner if you're fairly good with it, or the grenadier class as well. I don't find being a rifleman with a scope is very useful, for I have a lot of difficulty actually using the scope on the gun, and it's kind of very awkward for me to use. And being a grenadier is pretty good, especially since a lot of people seem to cluster up in the trenches. So if you just toss a grenade ahead of your advance, or even before you get in there, probably a good idea, and you'll most likely get a few kills as well. If I am a rifleman, I'll make sure I put on the bayonet, because that has saved me numerous times playing Verdun. Especially if you want to kind of not alert everyone else that there's a bunch of people in here. You can just run up and stab them real quick and then keep going and go on to the next one if you feel that's necessary. I would say that if you want to look for a good class, or squad even, to use, the Polis, or Polius, however you announce it. For the French have some pretty good rifles, the Tommies of course, and the Canadians. The Lee Enfield is definitely a great rifle to use. And the Germans, I'm not sure the name of the squad. What's the name of the squad that has the Kar 98?
Stastruppen, or...
Stastruppen? However you pronounce it properly. They have a fairly good rifle as well, called the Kar 98. That is pretty accurate with the sights as well. For me, it's like I don't see the end of the sight on the Lee Enfield that clearly, so the Kar 98 is very ideal if you want to rack up some good kills. It's also my best weapon, even though I use the Lee Enfield all the time. Also, the Luger is fairly reliable as well. As you can see in this situation here, I'm getting suppressed by two guys with Lugers. Usually that squad is like the trench clearing one. They have Lugers, shovels, and grenades, and a lot of grenades as well. So playing as the Germans definitely is a a little bit better, especially with the guys who have the machine pistols as well, because if you're in close quarters and you're raiding the trenches and you can just suppress them to the point where they can't shoot back at you, definitely going to be getting more kills than them, I'm sure. G-Star, do you have anything that you would like to throw in there, or is that pretty much it?
I mean, definitely if you're looking for speed and agility for trench clearing, and if you're on the Tommy's Lee Enfield, definitely, it easily has the highest fire rate out of all the bolt-action rifles, and it has a 10-round clip, which gives a huge advantage. Yeah, I mean, if you're shooting at a distance, you definitely want to lead your shots a little bit, because there are some ballistics in here. Yeah, I mean, just gotta get a feel for it, find a sensitivity that's comfortable, all that good stuff.
Just like I also want to throw in a few more things real quick. Just like any first-person shooter, you really want to have as much ammunition in your weapon as possible. So try to reload at most times that you can, whenever you get the chance. Obviously, you don't want to be caught in with a bunch of guys coming at you with no ammo. If it's a weapon like the Lee Enfield or anything that you can load with magazines 5 at a time, like the Kar 98K, as well, you want to wait until you, like let's say I have 10 rounds now in the Lee Enfield and I shoot 5 and reload 5. Instead of doing it one at a time, it's very time consuming and it's definitely going to take you out of the battle. And especially since this focus is on trench warfare and the objective, you're going to have to... Whoa. Anyways, you understand what I'm saying. You can see how powerful that suppression can be with the machine pistol, and obviously grenades right there as well. NCO's mortar strikes are very useful as well. So you want to be a good class that will support the team as well as supporting your squad and yourself doing good. So that pretty much sums it up. That was the tips and tricks for Verdun. Thanks for checking it out and hope you guys enjoyed.